Hi there, we're now making the breakout game. So in this session, we're going to make the version 0.1 breakout game. So to do this, we have to use draw the bricks up down there. And there are two kind of bricks. The darker one, you have to hit 2 times to break the darker one. The lighter color, you need to only hit just 1 time. And the left side, I'm going to print out the score. So this score means the number of bricks which you break. Before making the break game, you need to know two things. The first one is array data type. So to make the game for the ball or pad, you remember you need to declare the variable for those things, right? So up down there, we are going to make 40 bricks. Then you need to declare the 40 variables. It's impossible, right? So in this case, you're going to use the array data type. And you have checked the collision between the ball and the bricks, each one of the bricks. So it's also impossible to do it in manual, line by line code. So in that case, you have to use loop statement, such as while or for statement. And learning these things, you have to know some of the processing related matters, random function. So to set the bricks, I'm going to use the random function, which means which one will be darker one. And to draw the text on the canvas, you cannot use print or print line function. You have to use text function. I'm going to tell you later. Also, you have to set the font on the screen, on the canvas. And to draw the brick, I'm now using thick boundary, thick stroke, right? So to do this, you have to use stroke weight function and some other operators too. That's all you need to know to make this game. On an official processing website, you can have some documentation for the array data type. So you can understand using this documentation. Also, I can show you some example. So this is how to declare the array variable. Here, numbers is the variable name. And these numbers will be array. This bracket means the array, one-dimensional array. And its data element will be integer data type. And there are 3 elements. So using this variable declaration, you have 3 kind of variable which has the same name and different index. Here, the bracket is the index. So number 0 is the first element. Number 1 will be the second. Number 2 will be the third number. So using this variable declaration, you can use 3 elements, right? So the variable has the same names with different index value. Okay, and then if you want to print out on the console the array number, you can use print array function. So here, if you print array and the array name, you can print all the array elements. Or you can print out each element using the bracket with the index. But the thing is, this array has 3 elements, right? The index value will starting from 0, such as the last index will be number 2, right? In this case, if you try to print numbers of 3, that's an error. So I'm gonna run this code. So let's look into the console. So this is the output. This is output of the print array function, and this is output of print line function call with its numbers. And if I delete this comment, there will be error, right? So read the error message if you have the error. Array index out of bounds exception. Right? Exception is the equal to error. So array index 3 doesn't exist. So we have to delete, right? So using this array is same to the normal variable, with only the difference using the array index number, right? So that's the same. There are second way to declare the array variable. So this is the first way. You have to remember data type, bracket, and variable names equals symbol, new data type, number of elements. And this is second way. So till this is same, right? Data type, bracket, variable name, and assignment and curly braces, which has the initial values. So you can initialize with this statement and declare the array variable too. The second thing that you need to know for this session is while loop statement. So while statement is called loop statement. So we have the array which has 3 elements. In this case, let's guess you have 100 elements. If you want to print each element using the kind of index bracket, it's impossible, right? It's really hard. But using this while statement, it gets easier. So from I equals 0, while I is less than numbers dot length. Here, numbers 3 dot length is the number of elements. So this kind of object-oriented code. So this is memory variable of this array variable. So array name dot length will be the number of elements. See, number of element of the array. So print out the first 0, which means the first element, and I will be increment number 1, and then the while will be go next round. So numbers 1, number 2, and then it's finished, right? This is just simple while loop statement. If you need some more detailed explanation, let's go to the processing.org, right? So read this while description. There's another loop statement which is called for statement. So this while statement is equal this for statement. So look at this. J is starting from 0 until j is less than number 3 dot length with the increment number 1 by 1 and print out all the numbers. So which one do you think is better? I think this is kind of simple, really. So I'm going to use for statement to make this game. Okay, let me explain the source code of this breakout game. So let's say this is all we covered in the last session, and this is for the pad, and this is new one for the bricks. So here this B row number is the number of bricks. Let's say, so we have 4 lines of bricks, right? So we have B row number variable has the 4, B column number with the 10. So we have the 10 columns of bricks. And here the B width, brick width, and B height is the size of bricks. This is B width. This is B height, right? And the thing is, we need to declare this variable in 2-dimensional, right? This brick is 2-dimensional. So this 2 bracket means 2-dimensional. The first one will be the row, and the second index will be for the column. Right? So B row numbers, B column numbers. Here this is the B row number, right? And this will be the B column number. Each one is 4 and 10. And let's go down. So this is the variable for the score. And let's go into the setup function. Yeah, B height. This is 30 pixels. The bricks height will be 30 pixels. And bricks width will be width divided by B column number, right? So if you change the canvas size, this will be changed in automatically. Right? So this is all done in the last session. These two, and score variable will be initialized number 0. And this is the nested for loop, double for loop. So to initialize all the variables. Here, random2 function is from the processing. So random function, random2 will give us returns 0 and 2. So from 0 and less than 2. And this data type will be float. So we have to change into integer using the int function and +1. So this value will be 0 or 1, right? So if you add on the number 1, this will be number 1 or 2. So if this number is number 1, this is light color later. So if this number is 2, this will be darker color. So to break out the darker bricks, you need to hit twice times. And let's go down a little more. So this is the draw function. This is print out the score. So you have to use several different functions. So you need to search up this function and this function on the Google processing main site of site. Yeah, this is printing out the score. This is for drawing the bricks. So this is double loop, right? This is outmost loop. This is inner loop, right? So this is for the row, and the second for the column, right? So if the bricks is number 1, this is light color, right? So this is light color and rectangle, drawing rectangle. Or if the bricks value has the number 2, this is a little darker. So this is for drawing bricks. The other things are same. This is for ball drawing and movement, and this is for drawing the path. That's all we have done in the last session. And here we have different. So this will be checking for the left boundary, right? This will be for checking the right boundary. But their boundary check, the body of the if were same. So we can add on the OR operator. This operator called logical operator, right? So in this case or in this case, you can bounce the ball. And this is the for downside check. But we don't have the upper side check because we are going to draw the bricks on the upper region of the canvas. So we'll go and see. So this is checking the collision between the ball and the bricks. So this element is if the ball is in the region of bricks. So this is trick. Here the Y is the ball center Y, right? And behind is the height of the bricks. So if you divide by the Y with behind, that's gonna be integer, right? So that's gonna be integer, and this will be used for the bricks row element. This is kind of trick, because if you want to check the collision between the bricks and the ball, actually to get a more precise result, you have to check 4 times. So for ball's boundary with the downside and upper side and left and right side. So in this case, you have to check the right side, right? In this case, you have to check the left side, but it's complicated. So I'm gonna use a kind of bricks. So here the ball's X and Y, right? Ball's center is X and Y. So if you divide by this X and Y with the size of bricks, be width or be height, that's gonna be integer. So that's gonna be the index of this brick. So if this case if statement is true, that's the collision. In this case, you have to bounce the ball, and you need to minus the bricks value. 2 from 1, 1 from 1 to 0, right? So 0 means the bricks is gone, and score plus. That's all, almost all. And this is pad bouncing, which I have done in the last session. So that's all my source code. My source code was uploaded on the GitHub, so you can. This is my Git files, so you can see this link. I'm gonna shoot the bullet and to break the bricks using the spacebar. Okay, bye.